do it like that.
Frank Walker got rid of his man.
Do it like that.
He's going to get the free kick.
Do it like that.
Chance for the Crows. Walker
Do it like that.
the veteran on the left. Yes, great. Nicely stands down Adelaide. It has launched it, Michael. He's going to do. Reckon's pretty clever. Of course he's clever. Of course he's
Do it like that.
He deserves one.
Do it like that.
Not quite.
Shelley, they get it back to Saligo, snapping ball, still ideal bullet spins and then snaps. Ready for a chance like Isaac coming on.
Do it like that.
Welcome to The Crows Show, brought to you by Hungry Jacks. Coming up, Ebony Marinoff puts co-captain Sarah Allen under the griller. Our AFLW squad hits the beach, and Sam Berry takes us back to where it all started. But first, this afternoon the Crows return from their bye. We're in the mix for a top 4 spot, and it seemed like a great time to sit down with coaching director Murray Davis. You get a chance to regroup, you sit down, you probably do a mini review. What's the message now for the players for the back half of the year?
Yeah, just to stay hungry and find ways to continually improve. That's really the message. We have to acknowledge that we've made some good growth in a lot of areas. So I think it's probably more broadly just not getting bored with the fundamentals and bored with finding those little, like the game is so marginal, so in the 1 or 2% things, like don't get bored with that. Keep chasing it and just keep making sure that we hold each other accountable on that.
Do you now have a clearly defined goal for the back half of the year to consolidate that spot in the top 4?
Oh, I think what we did at the start of the year was we really narrowed the focus, and that won't change for the second half of the year either. I think that's been our approach the whole way through.
You've done things a little bit differently than other teams. You've 3 tools up forward. Has that been a success for you?
Oh, I think so. I think we want to be a team that has different avenues to goal, if you like. So the tools play a part in that. I think the most successful teams have an ability to be able to score through their tall players as well as their smalls as well. So I think that's what we're always trying to work on as well. So, I come from Brisbane where, we had 3 tools, so I know it works. It worked in a grand final. So I think, guys that can create a contest are really important for our smalls to be able to then get to work and reference off, and also for our smalls to be able to, make sure they support our tools ahead of the ball as well.
I take it at selection there's a lot of discussion around where is the best position for Isaac Rankin. He's spent time in the middle, he's spent a little bit more time in the forward half recently. Is there a set one, or is this something that'll wax and wane throughout the year?
Yeah, I think that's part of being a really good player, is to be able to call on different things to be able to do. So, people would have seen that Isaac spends some time in centre bounce and then he'll drift forward, and that can be a little bit of a coach's nightmare. And I know coaching against Isaac, it can be really hard to sort of nullify those players when they can do different things like what Isaac's doing at the moment.
Tell us about the balancing act you have with Sid Draper. He's been the sub a number of times. I'm sure you want him to expose him, but it's difficult, of course, as well when you're going for a top 4 spot and positions are, there's so much competition to win them.
Yeah, a great position for us to be in as a footy club, because depth is really important, and making sure that you got guys like Sid, as you mentioned, putting pressure on each week, but also making sure that we get him there the right way as well. And we have to remember that he's in his first year of AFL footy, so we have to make sure we manage that well.
Good, kick to advantage. Good work off the body here, Lane. Nice kick, Koenig. How much are you compensating for that breeze, Burger?
And tell us about the key things that you're trying to bring in the role that you have, the important things you do.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of things that get thrown at the head coach, and just being able to decipher what's really important and what we prioritise is probably where I come into it. If I'm able to sit in a few more meetings, which means that he's got more time for the players or spend time with other coaches, that's a really good thing as well.
Coming from 15th last year, sitting in the top 4 at the moment, I think one of the things that you really have to get through to the players is getting them to believe that they are actually good enough. You know what it's like to be good enough, having been at Brisbane last year. Is that something that you can reinforce to the players, that what you're seeing says that they are good enough to be serious contenders?
Yeah, I think belief's a huge part of footy in general, and one of the things that we've talked a lot about with our group is believing but also acting on it. So it's great, not only my experiences, Alex Neil-Bullen has come in and made a huge impact in that space as well, because he's been there, lived it, seen it, acted on it. So again, it's just reinforcing.
Murray, thanks for your time.
No worries, thanks for having me.
Don't forget you can join Brodie Smith, Ebony Marinoff and Mark Thomas every Sunday morning on Triple M from 9 a.m. You can also download the podcast on Listening.
While I'm here, may as well announce that Dan Curtin's extended for 3 years.
Yeah, really excited to have signed on for another 3 years. It was a really easy decision and really happy to get that sorted and get it out of the way and keep moving on. Yeah, I love all the boys here, the coaching staff, the high performance staff. Yeah, everyone here has been absolutely phenomenal in my time here. And yeah, I mean, over the past few months, I've definitely got closer with the group, and playing a few more AFL games has been huge for me. So yeah, that was probably the defining factor for me, I reckon.
Coming up later today, the Crows take on Richmond at the MCG. And for a team that's vying for a top 4 spot, these are the games they have to not only win, but win well. Opportunities for Adelaide to get on the MCG are quite rare, and this is the 3rd time this season, so they cannot waste it, with the potential that they may be returning here come September. It seems quite incredible that just 12 months ago, Adelaide were defeated by Richmond at home and they'd hit rock bottom. Fast forward to where we are now, and it feels like a totally different team with so much optimism. Wow, a year can change a lot.
We know the challenge now is it's only going to get tougher as the season comes towards the end, and we just continue to work on process. Our ability to stay in the moment, not get lost in a lot of the noise, which will begin to come, you know, as more and more teams play and everyone looks at the mathematical who can finish where and so on. We're locked in on boring for most people out there, but process gets it done for us.
I'm really looking forward to see how Adelaide's 3 tall forwards return after the bye. They weren't in sparkling form before the break, and there were varying reasons. Conditions was one. Can they recapture their early season form? Because if they can, it could drive Adelaide deep into the finals. And thanks to Toyota, if you take a photo of yourself or a friend at one of our games and post it to social media, make sure you use the hashtag WeFlyAsOne. This week's lucky fan is you. Please email faceinthecrowd@afc.com.au with photo ID to claim your prize of 2 tickets to Toyota's exclusive Hilux Hill at Adelaide Oval.
Well, now it's time for the 7 News Distant Replay. Now let's take a look back at how 7 News covered major moments in Crows history.
After more than 20 years as a right-hand man, this afternoon Walsh took centre stage.
Probably don't want to look back 70 years old and think what might have been.
He literally blew us away through multiple stages of that process.
Walsh becomes the first coach to cross over from Port Adelaide to the Crows, adding another layer to the already bitter rivalry.
I've been to Adelaide Oval, I know what it's like. I want to win. I don't want to walk off there losing.
The 54-year-olds had off-field roles at Geelong, Port and West Coast. It had been thought Walsh didn't want a head coaching role, especially given the media demands.
It has been blown a little bit out of the proportion, my disdain for the media. but not by much.
Phil Walsh left a lasting impression on this club. This week marks 10 years since his passing. Our thoughts are with his family and friends at this time.
I used to be a surf lifesaver down at Grange, so West Beach was our rivals. Sarah Goodwin and Tia Charlton also. Tia Charlton used to win a lot of medals at Australian Nationals, so we'll be doing flags today and I'm sure she'll get super competitive, but a little bit of fun for our Friday Arvo. I still watch the Iron series. A lot of them do live up in Queensland and on the Gold Coast, but I think it's underestimated what surf lifesaving is like. To be able to paddle a ski, swim, run, it's so much work. The amount of skill sets they have to train to just do the one sport is incredible. I still swim most days just to keep that aerobic fitness, but certainly not in the cold, in winter, in the sea. Yeah, it's been super exciting. I think there's just a newfound energy for the group. Naturally, it's well known that we've lost 3 prelims in a row, so I think just being able to all refresh in the off-season and get to work over that pre-season period and just come into the pre-season. Yeah, we're training days. We've never done it before. I've been telling Doc for about 3 years we need to train in the daytime, and finally shifted to that full-time model this year. And it's been awesome. I don't necessarily think it's this is the year we need to, get past the prelim, but I think it's time for change. We've got to really, shuffle some things. We can't continue to think what we're doing is at the level or going to get us the level. So there has been a huge shift in how we're training. We're training in a whole new, different regime and how many minutes we're on the track for. We're training like a game. So each time we're on the track, we have 4 quarters. So naturally that's game time. So just all implementing little strategies to hopefully, put us in the best mindset mentally and prepare us and our bodies physically to prepare best for the game, really.
My first season of footy started in Darwin when I was younger, travelling around Australia, and then went back to the hometown of Maffra in Gippsland. Played 5 or 6 years of my junior footy there before moving to Melbourne when I was 15. Maffra, I think a lot of it was just, won a few flags. Had my old man coach for a couple of years, and I think just playing with my best mates, that was probably some of the funnest footy that I ever played. I was actually tall. I was little, but I had a huge head, so I was playing ruck, I think, to start, and then everyone overtook me pretty quickly, and then become a midfielder. I think just have fun is the biggest thing. That's why you play, and that's why all of us want to keep playing. It's obviously a bit more serious now, but winning's fun, and being here and playing with your best mates is so good. So yeah, I'd say just enjoy it.
I'd drive one of these. Looks nice.
Mate, on one of the fast chargers, it can go from 10% to 80% in 45 minutes. So
really?
If you parked it, charged it, went to the supermarket, did your shopping, come back, it's nearly fully charged again.
And how far does 80% get you?
Oh, mate, disclaimer on that, I'm not sure, but it's a fair while. It's definitely a fair while. Chad, it's your second year now, and you moved over from Victoria and just slotted in seamlessly to the group, mate. You just seem like you're got your feet under you, and you're just loving life in Adelaide. Give the fans an insight.
No, I appreciate it, Keezer. Yeah, second year now. I'm over from Bendigo. Guys like you make it pretty easy to slot in, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah, I'm loving my time in Adelaide. Obviously playing a lot of sample footy thus far, so hopefully can crack in at some stage to the AFL side, which would be nice. I live with Oscar Ryan and Tyler Walsh, so we're like the 3 youngest guys on the list, bar Sid Draper. We've had some funny run-ins, and obviously some silly guys like Riley O'Brien like to come nick-knocking on our door at late hours of the night.
What's with the pranks? They're happening on all sides of town,
Yeah.
and now it's even happening over your side.
We've had some nick-knocking happening at like 9:30 at night, and we've recently added Tyler. Obviously got drafted not long ago in November, and since he's moved in, it seems to be happening a bit more frequently. So I think there's some targeted attacks at our front door.
Also, I want to hear about your nicknames as well, because I just called you one of them Cheddar.
Yeah.
There's been Belmar. There's been the guy, the lookalike on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's a few nicknames of lookalikes.
Cheddar, obviously, Charlie Edwards goes to Chedwoods and then Ched.
That's
and
an easy
Cheddar
one.
Cheddar Bob
from 8 Mile.
8 Mile. I like to say I'm nothing like him, but I do get that a little bit. And then what else do I get? Belmar. He's just a weird guy on. Keezy always sends me Instagram reels of Luke Belmar.
We do send some weird Instagram stuff to each other. Well done on your start to your footy career, mate. Playing some great footy, playing different positions. He's doing it all, loves working hard, professional. Mate, you're a pleasure to be around.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Keezy.
Thanks for coming in the
DZ.
DZ.
Yeah, I love it. How good's the DZ?
How prepared are you for the flight? What's the phone on?
37%. I'm literally putting it on card right now. Airpods are flat, but my phone's on 80, 62. I've been on it today, 84. I have 83. Ooh.
Mate, 37. That's no.
That's a shocker. I know. I'm a bit of a TikTok fan, so I've been on TikTok. I'm on the phone with JP, trying to go through some high tackles.
My phone charge right now is 85%.
I'm at 79. 79%. That'll get me through.
Thanks for joining me, Sezzy.
Thanks for having me.
We're one of the 2 out of the 5 originals still at the football club. It's been amazing that we've all been able to stay together. I think we've got the most.
Yeah, I think it's the most in AFLW, so pretty amazing when you think about it.
What's changed since the inaugural years of AFLW?
Well, I joked to the younger girls that my number didn't even stay on my Guernsey in the first few games. Yeah. So it's definitely changed. Obviously, now even being able to do football pretty much as a job. I just finished up my role in the footy department working with the boys team, which was an amazing opportunity, organising all the travel and logistics for their team and team travel. But for me, it was sort of time to put football first. Growing up, I wanted to be a footballer, and I'm a footballer, and I don't have to work outside of football, so it's my job. So it's pretty much a dream come true.
So you've been obviously reunited with Jess over the last couple of years. How amazing it's been to play with her.
It's been awesome. For her to be able to show what she can do in the ruck has been amazing. I think she's going to take it to another level this year. You see, siblings play against each other. We hardly ever really got to play each other because she, for some reason, was never available when we versed GWS, but I think I've definitely enjoyed being on her team rather than playing against her.
Do you remember the first time you played at Adelaide Oval?
I think we were in an exhibition match together, so that was pretty cool. Pretty much just before AFLW started, so really, setting AFLW on the big stage.
Is that probably where you thought, this is it, this is where it's going to go?
Should I be honest? I was going to say, for me, that game probably started me on a journey to get better because I played ruck in that game and I actually wasn't selected in the exhibition game for Melbourne and Bulldogs. So for me, it was sort of like a wake-up call of you might not make it if you don't work harder. So those moments are always the ones that drive you more. I joke to a lot of the girls because they're like, did you ever play forward? I'm like, funny enough, I actually got drafted as a forward ruck, but ended up in defence. And I think it's a good lesson to them, you might not necessarily play where you plan to play or get drafted as, but it's really important, especially growing up, to be versatile. And when an opportunity comes, you just got to take it at the highest level. So
coming into your 10th season and second year in co-captaincy, what are you looking forward to?
Trying to win another premiership. I think that's always the goal, but I think for both of us, we've probably talked about it countless times last year, but we both probably have different ways we go about it, but I think we both want to be successful. We want this club to be successful, and we want success brought to all the players in the squad. So I think that's our goal, and we might go about it different ways, but that's why we're doing it together.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me, Sez.
Thanks for having me.
And that's it for today's show. Coming up this afternoon, live on 7, the Crows take on Richmond at the MCG. We'll see you again next Sunday morning at 11. Bye for now. Today's show was brought to you by Hungry Jacks.